Well, Coach, appreciate you having a little bit of time for me. It's the off season, so you're a little more relaxed. Not so much pressure of the regular season, but let's start with something that's not the Blazers. NBA Finals this week. OKC, Indiana. Two teams that haven't been in it, and it looks like it's something totally different with 2025. What's your thoughts on this year's finals?
Man, first of all, it's been an amazing playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's from start to up until this point, it's been incredible. A lot of great teams. I mean, the Western Conference it's crazy. You look at the teams that made the playoffs in the Western Conference that actually didn't win a series. Lakers, Clippers. Houston was the number 2 seed in the West, didn't win a series, and obviously Memphis. The West is just crazy, man. It's crazy how good these teams are. And then you look over there in the East, and obviously Cleveland being a little hurt, Boston, Tatum going down, it just changes things. You always have to be healthy. And congratulations to the Pacers. I love how they play. Obviously, they're very well coached, have a lot of good talent, but I always say the most connected teams will be there at the end. And you look at the connection that the Thunder have and have had. I mean, they've been, to me, the best team all year. Cleveland was probably in that mix. But in Indiana, nobody, and I mean nobody, envisioned them being here at this point of the season. But you never know. That's why you play the games, and they're just a connected bunch. They're fun to watch. They play together. They play defense. They share the ball on offense. They play the right way. So congrats to them.
And you faced OKC quite a few times, so you're familiar with the opponent. Youngest team in the NBA this year. You guys come in at second. Similarities, I'm sure you kind of see it, so I'm curious on your thoughts when you look at OKC and kind of what they're doing. Not just being in the finals, but just the chemistry and how they're high-flying and put together.
Yeah.
Do you ever look at some of those characteristics and be like, all right, get a few things here and there, tweak a few things, and we're going to be right there competing with those guys?
Of course I do. I love how they built it. I love, their ascension through the last few years. Some of their players have obviously jumped out there and jumped 2 and 3 steps, during the course of these last couple of years. Shay in particular, an MVP of our league. But all of them, Jalen and Dort, and you're looking at a team that was built right. Very young, obviously the youngest team in the league, but in terms of experience, they're not young at all. They've experienced a ton at a young age. So they've done it right, and I always look at them and look at us and say, I think we're for sure on the right path with how we're building our team too. So it's just fun to see them play and play the right way. They play defense, they play hard, they do all the right things. They're coached incredibly well. Their front office has been very disciplined in how they built their team, so I find similarities there as well. So I just think we're in a good position, man, to continue to keep building.
So then you know what, that goes into this. The offseason's been good for you guys so far. I know it's early, but I'm guessing the offseason's been pretty good for you guys.
Yeah, it has. It has. I mean, it's basically June, the start of June right now, and we have most of our guys in the gym, building, getting better, getting to know each other more and more, competing, and that's rare. That already the NBA season is not over.
Yeah.
But our guys are back here, most of them for the most part, here just kind of developing, grinding, doing what they have to do. That's really rare. But that also shows you where our culture is, where we are as an organization, that our guys are comfortable enough to come back, and they could be anywhere in the world, actually. It's their time. But they've decided to, let's kind of get going. So that's a really important thing for us as we continue to try to keep taking steps.
Well, you guys ended the season real high, real good. Win up against the Lakers, but also just on the positive side with all the improvements the young guys have had. Speaking of those guys, you mentioned Shay. I want to talk about him a little bit. I'm curious, when you had your last sit down with Lamar, I know you mentioned to him how it took some time, but you pulled that personality, you pulled that character out of Shay. What was your challenge to him this offseason going into next year, which I feel is going to be very pivotal, especially with all the pieces you guys are gathering?
I think the biggest thing for Shay was what I talked to him about. I thought he had a really, really good end of the season. And my challenge to Shay was, I don't want to get back to this point next season. I want to start at this point. I want to take any steps back this summer. Let's start the season this way, you know. And in the summer, it's all about, you know, going out and just go take it. You know, whatever you believe, you go get it. And I thought we got him to that point. He was playing extremely aggressive. He was on both sides of the ball, and he was very happy with how he ended the season. I think we were all very happy with it. And then you just want to keep challenging him to that's, I want that to be your basement. You know, I want you to go, just keep going up because he can. So that's my challenge. That was my challenge for Shay, and he's here working and doing what he has to do. So I feel good about it.
Well, fans ended the season probably every single Portland dad I could tell you is a Denny Avdia fan. They got that number in the jersey.
They should be.
I mean, it's hard not to be how fun he was and the energy and the things that he brought to the Blazers. He was a leader by action. He was more of a leader by what he was doing on the court and by play. Do you challenge him to be a more vocal leader this offseason? Because I'm sure when fans come in the Moda Center in October, they're going to be looking at the guy like Denny. Hey, what's he going to be bringing to the table this year?
Yeah, Denny, it was incredible to watch his ascension this season, from where we started at, you know, with him just kind of getting to know everybody, including me, and us getting to know him, and how his game fit with the team. I mean, it was a period there where it took some time, and we knew it would. But then when he got it, and he was absolutely incredible the rest of the way. And you know, he is one of those guys that he can be very vocal. He cares so much, you know, about his team, his teammates, and playing the right way and doing it right, doing it for each other. So he is a guy that I'm challenging, you know, to step up and start being more of a vocal leader. Obviously, he leads a ton by example. The heart and effort and energy that he plays with is contagious. So that alone, you know, he shows some leadership, but like his voice, you know, is what we need more from him of, and then he'll continue to keep getting better. I mean, Denny's still very young, man. He's going to continue to keep getting better and better and better and more confident and more confident. And it's scary, man, because he had some incredible, incredible games.
It's crazy because this entire team is young, Coach.
Yeah.
This entire team is so young. And even for you, it took you a little bit of a change to kind of, all right, these are the young guys. This is a different team. And it's turned out really well for you. Season 5 for you. First of all, congrats again on that contract extension. Big time for you.
Thank you.
How does this role kind of change you now in season 5 on and off the court? Because I actually was watching your first sit down with Brooke as well. Coach, it was real different. You didn't have the facial hair like you did now. That's for one, but also now you have that PDX experience. You have that head coaching experience. How's this role change you now in year 5 on and off the court?
Yeah, I just think, you know, I've developed so much over the last several years. I've been through a ton, man. Ton. You know, what the team we had when I took the job and to what it was 3 or 4 months after that was totally different. And it's just been a lot. You know, I've gone through a lot here. I've learned through all of it, you know, and I'm really, really excited that we are where we're at. And, you know, they've chosen to believe in me, you know, and let me continue to drive this organization forward, you know. I think that we're all, I mean, I count myself in this. Like we talk about our team being young, like I'm a young coach still. So we're growing together here. It's not just these guys. And even though I played a long time in this league, I accomplished a lot. Truth is, I didn't play in this league. It's totally different. The game is different. Everything is different. So we're all growing together. I love that part, you know. So, you know, on and off the court, I mean, I love being here. I love living here. My family loves it here. I love our fans. I think our fans are really, really excited about where we are, and where we can go. So I'm just pumped up about it, man. I really am. I'm just excited the steps that we can continue to take.
You brought up a good point. You haven't been in this league. 2025 is very different. What's the reality of coaching NBA basketball in 2025 that people probably don't realize?
For me, the game is totally different, but there's so many things that will never change. And here's what I mean by that. Them two teams we're going to start watching on Thursday in the finals, they play totally different, this and that, but at the end of the day, you got to guard. You got to share the ball on offense. You got to be pulling for one another. You got to be gritty. Like, there's so many things. I can list probably 10 things that I don't care what era you play in. I don't care what generation. I don't care what style. I don't care. It's 3 balls. It's this. It's inside out. It's outside. Those things just don't matter. Those type of personalities and qualities of a team will never, ever change if you really want to win. So for me, the game is totally different, but those things will never change. And that's what I teach, and that's what I believe in. So the concepts and principles, yeah, those things get different. You got to keep evolving with the game, and I've done that. But those little things that people don't really think about, the more you elevate and get better and better and better. If you don't do those things right, you won't elevate. So I'm on that. Like, I've been teaching that. I've been preaching that the entire time. And I think that's our guys, they're starting to get that.
You want to know the first player I thought of when you started saying those words? Scoop. End of season Scoop. Gritty, free, very aggressive, and playing his style of basketball. How did you challenge him this offseason to kind of continue growing? Because I could tell you one thing. October 2024 Scoop to April 2025 Scoop was totally different in all of the right ways.
Yeah, I was happy for Scoop this past season. I was proud of him. It was up and down. He's one of the guys that he handles the downs and the ups with such grace, and he's great, man. And it's tough on him a lot of times with the expectations, of being drafted where he was drafted, of like Dame not being here and him being the next. Like, it's been very difficult on him, but he's handled it great. So I was happy to see him take a step this past season. And my challenge for him this summer, has been I want him to just play as much 5-on-5 basketball as he can. And to me, that's the only way that you really get experience. You can work with 1-on-0 as much as you want. That's fine. That's good. We have to do that. But playing against real NBA players is how you continue to evolve. Certain things that you just can't get in a workout. So my challenge for Scoop, all summer has been, we need to be playing as much as we can, man. We need to be playing. And as you can see throughout the season, as he played more and more and more, that's when things started to change for him. And he starts to see different things and starts to be able to put teams in disadvantaged situations. He sees the lob, he sees the kick out, he finishes. You have to play basketball and a ton of it to be able to see those things and for the game to slow down for you. So that's my challenge for him. And again, it's one of the reasons why he's here in town, working, playing hard, playing 5-on-5 every single day, and he's continuing to get better.
I mean, you talk about pressure. Donovan had enough pressure coming in at number 7 last year, but he took it with stride, and he became one of those dominant rookies at the center position. I'm sure I better know what your challenge for him this offseason. Aggressiveness at the rim. What else did you tell him?
Yeah, that's one of them. That's one of them with DC. I've been so proud of him this summer. I mean, if you see him right now, you'd be impressed. But continuing to stay in great shape. And 2, working on his hands and being able to finish around the basket. He's already one of the best offensive rebounders in the league. So I want him to be able to take advantage of that. You work your butt off so hard to get an offensive rebound. Like, be strong with the ball, boom, power dribble, and you should be able to little jump hook that or dunk that. You work so hard to do that. I don't think he had the confidence and experience to be able to do that yet last season. So I'm working on him with that. And then, so many teams switch nowadays and do all these things. I wanted him to be able to punish some of those mismatches. So working on some of them things offensively with him, his touch around the basket, things like that, and just his understanding defensively of what teams are trying to do. And he gets undisciplined sometimes, picking up little fouls, reaching, and things like just some of those type of things that we'll be addressing all of those things this summer.
That is true. I mean, they always, hey, listen, I try to talk about people that people don't talk about, but we always talk about Tumani. Tumani is a big topic on the team who did get all second team, all defensive. Yeah. How big is that for him and just the growth that he's shown in just year 2?
Well, first of all, I was mad he didn't get first team. I really was. I thought he did good enough to get first team. I thought the only reason why he didn't is because our team we didn't make the playoffs, and nobody sees the Blazers out. Of course we do in this market. Mm-hmm. People in Orlando, people in Atlanta, people in New York, they don't really watch the Blazers that much. That's going to change, though. We're going to start continuing to get better and get more national games. That was the only thing that was different for me. I thought he performed at a first-team all-defense level. But even him getting second team needs to be celebrated in an incredible way. I mean, he's a young player. He's just now playing these guys for the second year. You know what I mean? Like, it was incredible what he's done. He's changed our team, our defensive presence, and he picks up the ball full court. Like, he's changed our team, So I'm glad to see people starting to give him credit that don't watch him every single night. And as soon as he won it, I called him. We talked, and I said, that's going to be the last time you make second team. We're going first team. From here on out, we're going first team. So I was happy and proud of Tumani for that.
DC on the rookie team as well.
Yes.
He was talking about being potentially rookie of the year, but he didn't get that. But still, he got on the rookie team. His improvement from the beginning to the end, was that part of the reason he got on the rookie team? And also, he probably should have been a little higher, too.
Well, I don't let these dudes be happy with that second team thing. So I teased him a little bit, too, but so proud of him. He starts off the season, and obviously, he doesn't even start on our team. DA does, but with DA going down, I was so happy for Donovan, at least, to be able to get the minutes and the experience, and you look what he did with it. He put himself in that position to get second team all rookie, but the education that he got because of the opportunity is what's really going to prepare him to make a huge jump. So we talked about the draft, we talked about development, we talked about all these things. You look at it here. You look at the young guys that we have continuing to take steps, and the world now starting to recognize them. It's the reason why we all feel so good about how we're growing here.
It's more about the reps. You always say it's about these players need to get those reps, and when Donovan was able to get those reps, unfortunately, because he had players out like Rob and DA, he was able to become who he is now.
Correct, and that's kind of how it happens. I mean, you never know when your opportunity is going to come, how it's going to come. You just got to be ready.
Now tell me if I'm wrong. The identity you're adopting to this 2025 Blazer teams, it resembles a little of the Pistons. The aggressiveness, the grittiness, everybody is just in a place to help out no matter what the position is. How does that identity change? How does that change from the 2024 team to this year's 2025 team?
Well, again, first of all, you're right. I believe tough, gritty, unselfish teams win. I do. And it's been proven year in and year out. It's proven right now. The reason to me why Indiana has made it to this point, their offense was always very elite. They play fast. But it's their defense that changed halfway through the season. And they started picking up full court and they started denying everybody. Like, that's what actually changed for the Pacers. And since then, it's been a different team.
It's worked for them.
So, of course it has. So, yeah, you're right about that. And again, like I mentioned, some of those things that no matter the generation or the era, that will never change, those things will never change. You're always going to see elite defensive teams continue to advance. You're going to see elite teams offensively that pass the ball, share the ball, that are very unselfish, that know how to play off of one another. Doesn't matter what year. It could be 04, it could be 24, it could be 25. It really doesn't matter. Those teams will continue to be elite.
2025 draft coming up here in, 24 days, something like that? Mm-hmm. How important is this draft to this year's swing?
Anytime you can get a pick in the lottery, it's going to be very important. Yeah. For us, we're a very, very young team. There's some incredible talent out there. I'm enjoying, having some of these guys come through here and being able to talk with them, spend time with them, work them out. But more than anything, getting to know who the person is. I'm enjoying that. So this is an important draft for us, like all of them are. A chance to continue to keep adding to what we're already doing. We've shown that we've done a really good job in the draft, since we've been here. Joe and the front office, they've been incredible. You look at what we've done, and how we're building, which is what I love. So I'm looking forward to adding another really good player.
How much fun you having, Coach? You're in year 5. You kind of got everything straight away. You and Joe, y'all signed that contract extensions, mm-hmm. and then you went into the offseason, I want to say, better than any other team could have.
Yeah.
You still having fun, Coach?
I'm loving it, man. I love it. I really do. I love coaching, which is / I call it teaching. I've been so blessed, man, to learn so much in this game, in this sport, and not even one of my most favorite things about coaching is that it has nothing to even do with basketball. And it's just really kind of being there, raising these guys, and I've seen and done and experienced most things that they're in the process of or will a little bit later. Being able to give them that, and prepare them for that is one of the reasons why I love it so much. But yeah, I'm having a ton of fun, man, and it's about to get greater later.
It's about to be. Last question for you, Coach, is what can fans expect from this year's Blazers team? They're hyped up. They ended the season on the right note. And every time I get to talk to a Blazers fan, they're like, I feel something. I feel something good. And there's a little smirk on their face. What can fans expect from this team?
I think, to me, that's very simple. Our fans can expect for us to go out and compete every single night, do it together. We're rallying with each other, behind each other, and be good teammates to each other. Us to play with a lot of fire, and our guys are confident. We feel like we go out there every single night and make people earn their keep. And I think, the more we continue to get to know each other more and more and more, I think young teams, the biggest things will be competitive most of the time. Every game, hopefully you'll have them outlier games, which in 82 games it happens. However, when we'll start getting better as you start to be more competitive and win closer games. There's no substitute for that other than just the experience of it, So our team would be ready to compete extremely hard the entire time, and I think by what our fans seen last year, that's why they're excited, and that's why they know we coming next year.
Quickly, one more then. What do you consider a failure for next season?
What do I consider a failure for next season?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even considered that, to be honest with you. I think that our team is ready to just get out there and continue to compete and play. We got very close, obviously, this year to the play-in. And as I told you, I listed some of those teams for you in the Western Conference that didn't win a playoff series. That was some of the most elite teams in our game. So the Western Conference is very difficult. It's very tough. And I think if we come out, put our best foot forward, play together on both sides of the ball, I don't even think about failing.
Motor said they're going to be loud and proud with that news, huh? Mm-hmm. Appreciate you, Coach. Thank you so much.
Of course, man. Of course. Thank you.